If I were going to title my talk this evening, what I would entitle it is I would entitle it Only Believe. And I'm going to share with you, I was born in a segment, and for those of you who come, you're going to find out some of this about the story. I was born in Tampa, Florida in 1961, which is almost 100 years, not quite 100 years. I think it was 96 years after the Civil War ended. But I was born in a hospital that was started by a Civil War nurse. The conditions at our hospital were so poor, and the reason I was born in that hospital is because in 1961, black folks were born in black folks hospitals, white folks were born in white folks hospitals. And the conditions of the hospital that I was born in were so poor because they didn't have all the funding that I contracted polio before I was a year old. So I've walked with a brace on my leg my whole life. I'm one of those people who did really well in school all the way through the 3rd grade, and it went downhill from there. 4th grade through 12th grade was more than a chore. It was a struggle. It was difficult. I almost quit high school 2 weeks before my graduation. I didn't get a college degree, and yet and still, I've had the privilege of going on to become very successful in business and helping other people become successful in business to the tune of making 6, 7, and even 8 figures. And now I'm receiving my doctorate from Tabernacle Bible College in Tampa, Florida. How did all of this take place? I'm going to tell you the greatest single key to the success that God has blessed me with. And I'm telling you that I know for a fact that if you will begin to implement this one thing, it'll change everything else in your life. And I'm going to read a story to you before I tell you what it is. And that story is from Mark chapter 5. And it's one of the most amazing. Like, have you ever studied the words that Jesus spake? So in Mark chapter 5, the Bible tells us a story about a man named Jairus. And Jairus comes to Jesus in Mark chapter 5, verse 22, and says, hey, my little daughter's sick. Can you just come to my house and lay hands on her, and I know she'll be healed because I've seen the miracles that you've done. They let a man down through a roof in Mark chapter 2, and you healed him. And in Mark chapter 3, you did some miracles over there. And then in Mark chapter 4, you came across the storm, the raging sea, and you calmed the storm. And then when you got over there, you cast demons out of a man who had cast himself in the fire, and you healed him. So I know that you can heal my daughter. Now, this man's telling Jesus is on his way to this man's house, and all of a sudden, this woman touches the hem of his garment. And isn't that exactly how it seems to happen? You know, you're on your way to, if I can borrow your word, Dr. Shannon, you're on your way to a breakthrough, and all of a sudden, there's a breakdown on the way to your breakthrough. And Jesus is on his way. He's got momentum. He's on his way there. This man has hope. I'm going to get there. My daughter's going to be healed. The master's on his way. This woman touches the hem of his garment. Jesus said, who touched me? And the disciples said, who touched you? There's multitudes everywhere. He touched you. She touched you. They touched you. We touched you. Everybody touched you. Who touched you? Everybody touched you. Jesus said, that ain't the kind of touch I'm talking about. He sensed that virtue or power, goodness had gone out of him. And by the way, when he looked around, he looked at this woman and she confessed, I did it. And he told her this. She told him the story how she had been she had an issue of blood for 12 years. It's so interesting, this story. The interesting thing about the number 12 is the number of perfect government. It's the number of perfect rule. That's why there's 12 tribes in Israel, and Jesus had 12 disciples. But one of the things that we'll see is there are 3 enemies that had perfect rule over people's lives. There were 12 legions of of demons, 12 legions of demons in the man who was possessed by demons. The girl who was sick was 12 years old. And this woman, so the devil had perfect rule, 12 legions of demons. So the devil was having perfect rule over one man. Jairus' daughter, she was sick, but she died. I'm about to get to that point in the story. So death had perfect rule over this 12-year-old girl. And now disease has perfect rule over this woman for 12 years. And so this woman had disease 12 years. She touched him in Jesus' garment. She was healed. And all this is happening. Jesus is telling a story. Go, Satan has, tormented you these 12 years. Now go, be healed, blah, blah, blah. And guess what happens next? While Jesus is talking to this woman, servants from Jairus' house come and say, don't trouble the master anymore. Don't trouble him anymore. Your daughter is now dead. You know what that says? That says it's hopeless. The enemy is a master at distraction. He's a master at getting our attention off of what our attention is supposed to. He's a master at getting our attention off of our intention. Ooh, I wish I had said that before. So here we go. Watch what happens. Here's what it says in Mark chapter 5, verse number 35. Here's what it says. While he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house, and as soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he saith unto the ruler of the synagogue, be not afraid, only believe. Now, I'm not even going to go any farther. I'm not even going to go any further yet. Here's what I want you to see. He said, be not afraid, only believe. My question for you is, what would you attempt if you had no fear and you only believed? What would you attempt in your life, in your family, in your finances, in your business? What would you attempt in your investments? What would you attempt in your fitness? What would you attempt in your health if you had no fear and you only believed? I submit that if you had no fear, if you only believe, your belief wasn't mixed with doubt. You weren't like the man that said, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. You were like, Lord, I believe, I don't have any unbelief. What if you had the ability to only give your intention and your attention to outcomes that were desirable to you? What if you only had the ability to focus on outcomes you desire? What would you attempt? I submit to you, if you believe, you really believe you could not fail, you would probably attempt way more than you've attempted in the past. And my recommendation for you is for you to learn to empower your expectations, for you to build up your belief to the place where you, watch this now, where you can be not afraid, only believe. And I'm going to tell you something before I read the rest of the story. I really believe that one of the things, as far as my part, I believe that you got to pray like everything depends on God, but you got to work like everything depends on you. And I believe that one of the greatest abilities that I have in my life is not my ability to teach. It's not my ability to sell. It's not my ability to do business. It's not my ability to lead people. One of the greatest abilities that I have is the ability to only give energy, focus, intention to outcomes that I desire. And one of the greatest strengths that I have in selling, in business, in building a business, in building a webinar, in building a funnel, in leading people, is I have the ability to only allow myself to expect outcomes I desire, and not to allow myself to even entertain the possibility of an outcome that's undesirable to me. Now, that doesn't mean the outcomes that are undesirable to me. Oh, okay. That doesn't mean that the outcome. Are you feeling it? That doesn't mean that the outcomes that are not desirable to me never happen. That just means I never give any energy to them. If an outcome that I don't desire wants to invade my space, it's going to have to invade my space without my permission, without my condolences, without my approval, and without my acknowledgement. I am totally disregarding outcomes that are undesirable to me. And I'm going to tell you something. We better pay very close attention to Jesus' word. This is a man who had a daughter. I'm going to tell you something. There is nothing on planet Earth like a daughter. My daughter is 27 years old. She's married. She lives 1,100, maybe 1,500 miles from me. And when she calls and I see it says Dee Golden on my phone, Dee Bresky, but I still have it in as Golden. Anyway, this is my phone. Anyway, so when it says Dee Golden, I get so happy. I say, hey, baby, how you doing? You know you're my happy sound. I know she's 27. I know she ain't a baby, but she's my baby. Because there's nothing that brings joy to a dad's heart like his daughter. And this is a man, not with a 27-year-old daughter, not with a married daughter, not with a daughter who lives 1,500 miles away. This is a man with a daughter. He's a spiritual man. He's a consecrated man. He's a dedicated man. He is a yielded man. And he has given his life to do God's work, and his daughter is sick. And he's coming to the Master. He's coming to the Messiah saying, come heal my daughter. Just put your hands on her. I know she's going to be all right. And right in the middle, he's hopeful. Jesus is on his way. They're moving fast. They're covering ground. He's getting closer to the house, and all of a sudden there's this interruption. There's this disruption. There's this confusion. There's this all of a sudden, wait a minute. I know somebody touched you, but my daughter's sick. I know somebody touched you, but we need to get to my house before it's too late. And while they're on their way, here comes some people from Jairus' house, and they said, it's too late. It's too late. Now, I want you to notice, I want you to think about what you would have done. Your daughter is dead. You know, let me help you understand dead. No turning back. Let me help you understand dead. Hopeless. Let me help you understand dead. Helpless. Let me help you understand dead. Final. It's over. And guess what? Jesus told the man, these are not the words he used, but this is what he was saying. Don't be distracted by the distraction. Don't give attention to anything but your intention. Don't be afraid. Only believe. And I'm going to tell you something. If there's anything in your life, if you're producing outcomes in your life that you don't desire, those outcomes are being produced by you because you don't know, you have not yet practiced. You've not yet exercised your only believe muscles. I am telling you, I see people all the time, they've got a desire that's to the east, but their belief is to the west. They've got a desire for the best, but their belief is in the worst. They've got a desire for a higher level of living, but their expectation is a lower level of living. They've got a desire for more income, but their expectation is less income. I'm going to tell you something. Don't give energy to outcomes that are undesirable to you. I know that I've said many times, I said that when I make up my mind to do something, circumstances align themselves in my favor. When I say I can't, my mind stops looking for the answer. But when I say, how can I, my mind keeps searching until it finds the way. Here's what I found out. Circumstances is a compound word. It comes from the word circle, circum, which means circle, and it comes from the word stance. Guess what? Circumstances only affect you while you're standing still. And if your faith and your focus is on the outcome that you desire, keep moving in the direction, passionately pursue your purpose, and you have no circumstances. See, people who are moving can't have circumstances because you ain't standing. And I'm going to tell you something. You're moving. You're not standing still. You're moving. And I'm going to tell you something. When you learn to fear not, to be not afraid, only believe, doors will open for you that are closed to other people. Doors will open for you in the future that have been closed to you in the past. And what you've got to learn how to do, you've got to learn how to only give energy to outcomes you believe or outcomes you desire. And I'm going to tell you something. The biggest difference, T-H-E, biggest difference between people who succeed and people who fail, in my observation, is people who succeed in a big way have learned how to only give energy to outcomes they desire. I'm going to tell you the biggest commonality in people who fail is they give so much energy to outcomes they don't desire, and then they start looking for the reason for that outcome. And they usually look for that reason outside themselves. But I'm going to tell you something. If you only give energy to outcomes you desire, and you're black, nobody can stop you because you're black. And you're Hispanic, nobody can stop you because you're Hispanic. And you're a woman, nobody can stop you because you're a woman. There have been too many black folks, too many Spanish folks, too many Native American folks, too many women, too many people who had reasons, what most people consider real, legitimate reasons not to succeed, who succeeded in spite of those reasons because they totally disregarded those, what other people would call reasons, and what other people thought were stumbling blocks. They turned them into stepping stones. And the very things that the enemy set up to trip them up, they use to step upon them and go to the area that they desire. There's so much power in what I'm telling you right now. You got to learn to empower your expectations and not give any energy to outcomes you desire. Here's what it says next. He said, fear not. Jesus said, be not afraid, only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter, James, and John, and the brother of James. And he cometh into the house, and the ruler of the synagogue, and he seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he saith unto them, Why make ye this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. But when he had put them all out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and entered in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand, and said unto her, Talitha cumi, which is being interpreted, Damsel, I say unto thee, arise. And straightway the damsel arose and walked, for she was of the age of 12 years old, and they were astonished with great astonishment. And he charged them that they should tell no man, that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given to her to eat. Here's what I'm saying. If you will look at every circumstance while you're working towards something with everything you've got, and all of a sudden it looks like it's going to work, boom, and the enemy throws a distraction at your way, here's what I want you to do. I want you to ignore the distraction. Don't give any intention to the disruption. Only give attention to your intention. And when you learn to do that, doors will open for you that seemed like they were insurmountable, unopenable. Walls will fall down before you like the walls of Jericho fell down flat before the children of Israel. Seas will part for you like the Red Sea parted for the children of Israel. The fire of the enemy won't burn you like it didn't burn Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I am telling you, when you learn how to only believe, that is a discipline that will change your life for the rest of your life. Now, I've got something I want to give you. I used to be a trash man in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I drove a garbage truck for $6.25 an hour, and something interesting happened. I had a job during the day where I drove a garbage truck, but guess what? I was making a living during the day, but at nighttime, I was building my dream. I had a business where I'd go out and I'd sell financial services, but I had a little bit of a problem. I had a little bit of a disruption. What was that disruption? I was horrible at selling. You want to know how bad I was? I was so bad that it took me 1.5 years to make my first sale. And even though I was bad at selling, and I was horrible, I wasn't even bad at it, I was horrible at it. Even though I was absolutely woefully awful at selling, I lasted through the learning curve. Why? Because I wasn't afraid. I only believed. And now I have the privilege of making tens of thousands and even sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour, as weird as that sounds. I've even done as much as $3.8 million in sales in 30 minutes, and I know that sounds like, it sounds so ridiculous that I almost don't even want to say it, except there's one challenge. It happened. And here's what I'm telling you. How did that happen? How did I go from being this kid who had polio, who was the worst reader in his class, who did great in school all the way through the 3rd grade, and it went downhill from there? Loved the 10th grade so much I took it twice. How did I go from that to being this guy who is this business consultant? I'm literally flown around the world on somebody else's dime to teach people how to make money. How did I become that person? I'm going to tell you. Fear not, only believe. And I want to give you a free copy of my book. It's called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, How Anyone Can Get Rich Starting From Anywhere. And I've never done what I'm about to do before. I'm going to give you a free copy of my book. And when you get the free copy of my book, you're automatically going to get free access for 2 weeks to my membership site, which is called Bible Success Secrets, where the kind of stuff I taught tonight, you get something like that every week. You get an audio every week, and you get a video every month that teaches you how to live the life you desire, right? Every week. And what's going to happen is when you get you're going to pay, all I'm going to do is ask you to pay for the shipping. You're going to pay for the shipping of the book, which is going to be $9.99. I'm going to ship you the book From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. You're going to get 2 weeks free of the membership site, which is Bible Success Secrets. And then after 2 weeks, if you love the membership site, it's going to charge you $27.99 a month, which is less than $1 a day. And if you don't love it, just send us an email and we won't charge your card. And if you don't like the book, you send us an email. We're going to send you back your $9.99 that you paid for shipping, and you're going to get to keep the book. But for the first 12 people, and I've never done this before, the first 12 people that take advantage of this offer, I'm going to give you a free ticket, free $1,297 ticket to the 1 Year Millionaire Live for the first 12 people that order this after this call tonight. First 12 people, you are going to get a free ticket to the 1 Year Millionaire Live. It's coming up this weekend in Tampa, Florida. And then you'll be able to go to the website on oneyearmillionairelive.com. You'll be able to click on I already have a ticket. And what we'll do is we'll have your ticket there for you at the door. That way you don't end up missing it in the mail. If you were one of those first 12 people, we've got you covered. You can just go to the website, click on I already have a ticket, RSVP for Tampa, and we'll have your ticket at the door. I am looking forward to seeing you there. Where do you go to take advantage of this offer? Go to freebookandtrialoffer.com. freebookandtrialoffer.com. You're going to get a free copy of the book. You're going to try the Bible Success Secrets for 2 weeks for free, and you're going to get to come to the 1 Year Millionaire Live for free. Now, here's the next thing that's going to happen. I want you to understand that when you get the book, you get the Bible Success Academy, I said Bible Success Secrets, Bible Success Academy membership for free. The next thing that's going to happen for you is if you refer somebody to get the book for free and they get the book and they pay $9.99 shipping and handling, I'm going to pay you $7.19 for everybody you give my book away to in the next 2 weeks. But not only in the next 2 weeks, until we end that promotion. Plus, if they get the membership and they keep it and you keep yours, every member that keeps the membership, I'm going to pay you $20.15 a month. So literally, you get 2 people who take the book and the membership, and yours is free, and you're making money. If you get 10 people, then you're making a lot of money. I'm going to tell you something. We pay out a lot of affiliate commissions. Last month alone, I know this is hard to believe, like wrap your mind around this if you will. Last month alone, we paid out whatever $24,000 and $35,000 is. What is that? $59,000. No, we paid out over $60,000 in affiliate commissions last month. Over $60,000 in affiliate commissions last month. Do not miss this train. There are a lot of people who don't make $59,000 a month. My payroll for my company, for my employees, is at $59,000 a month. My salary that I pay me, even though my business makes way more than this, my salary that I pay me isn't $59,000 a month. But I paid out an affiliate commission in the month of August over $60,000. What I'm telling you is I'd be just as happy to send all of that money to you if you promote our offers and you make all that money. So here's my, go to freebookandtrialoffer.com, get the book. By the way, we're going to email you the first 3 chapters of the book, so you don't even have to wait till the book comes to start reading it. You're going to get access to the Bible Success Academy right away. And here's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, if you will get good at promoting these offers, literally, we could pay you thousands of dollars a month like we do some of our other affiliates. freebookandtrialoffer.com. You get the book. You get free 2 weeks for the membership. You're going to get, if you're one of the first 12, you're going to get a ticket to the 1 Year Millionaire Live. And if you promote, we're going to pay you 72% of the shipping for the books of the people you refer, 72% of the membership. We also have a couple of upsells, a $100 upsell and a $1,000 upsell. When you buy those, you'll also make 72% of those. This is why we are able to pay out so much money in commissions, and we still make an absolutely insane amount of money. Let us pay you for giving my book away, and let us help you change your life. Fear not, only believe. Dr. Stan, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Wow, powerful, powerful, and so practical. Only believe. So, folks, I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, this offer is so good. Like you said, go to freebookandtrialoffer.com. Now, somebody said, well, but there's got to be a catch. Well, actually, there's 2 little small catches. Catch number 1, you got to commit to reading the book. It's not self-development. And then catch number 2 is you have to be willing to pay for the shipping. I mean, if he's going to give you a book free that 140,000 people paid $20 each for, if he's going to give it to you free, you can't expect him to ship it to you and pay to have it shipped to you. Come on now. So the 2 catches, you got to commit to reading it, right? And I tell people, read 10 pages a day, but he's going to give you 3 chapters instantly when you go to www.freebookandtrialoffer.com. I've read the book 4 or 5 times myself, folks. I'm telling you. And then the 1 Year Millionaire Live. Oh my goodness! I mean, if you were born poor, that's not your fault. But if you died poor, especially in America, that's your fault. And if you died poor after being on this call, oh, my goodness. So I'm telling you, Myron's here to help. Myron, this is so good, so powerful. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, man. And, again, congratulations, Dr. Golden. Somebody says, yeah, he didn't get it yet. It's next week. In the mind of God, it was already done before the foundation of the world. Come on now.
Come on now. And actually, the actual designation is already done. The diploma is already done.
Okay.
The graduation is just a formality, basically.
The formality. Okay. Awesome. There you go. And again, just to think that I appreciate you allowing the Lord to work through you and practicing these principles of Scripture. Folks, did you hear what he said? He was making $6.25, and yet last month he paid over $60,000 to affiliates, people, get this now, that are learning how to be prosperous based on a biblical, honest way with integrity, and you can make money. So I was thinking about this today, Myron. I mean, think about what would it be like to give away a book for free that is of great value, that empowers people to make money, and to actually be able to receive what we call that residual income for those who take action to stay on it. So
yes, sir.
Thank you again, Myron, for what you created, man. It blessed the people.